ユウタユウタ
Hello and welcome. This is Neldrin and today, let's discuss the Gridman-Dynazenon and Azur Lane collaboration event. But before that, if you haven't subscribed yet, here's the sign you are looking for, to hit the subscribe button. Gridman is an anime adaptation of Denkou Chojin Gridman, which is a giant hero show that fights kaiju, but isn't Ultraman or part of its universe. Dynazenon on the other hand is the sequel to Gridman. Both are produced by Studio Trigger, which also produced Darling in the Fran and Kill La Kill. I won't dig deep into reviewing the story and its symbolisms of both shows, since this video is not about the anime. But to quickly explain, Gridman is highly similar to the Ultraman series, with weapons he can use, depending on his enemy, with a pinch of Haruhi Suzumiya. Dynazenon is more of a mecha series, similar to Volts 5 and Combattler V. Similar in a sense, that each character has their own story arcs, that will be shown in the first half of the episode. And the other half is them fighting a kaiju, after combining their respective vehicles they are piloting. If you want to know more about the anime, they are available on various streaming platforms. Hopefully they are not restricted to your country. The world-spanning Arclight will be from November 25th to December 8th. If this is your first event, or just started Azur Lane because of this collaboration, I highly suggest pulling in the event pool and playing the event maps. Because the humanoid enemies give more XP points and the event points you will earn will be used to buy the auxiliary equipment, which I'll discuss further later on. If you are disappointed that we're getting casual attire for their skins instead of swimwear skins, you can check Episode 5 of both anime. You're welcome.
Wow, 素敵だね.
Lastly, since this is a collaboration event, make sure to grab everything if you are a collector. Rerun is unlikely to happen because Gridman and Dynazenon are not owned by Yostar. Well, unless it will be a good business to both parties. I know some of you will be skipping because they are not fans of both series, or feels that collaboration events ruin the immersion of the game. Plus the UR ship that might be soon to be available at an upcoming event. Budgeting your cubes is understandable, especially if you're meta over waifu. If you're still undecided, I recommend doing the 3 builds per day or until you get your waifu. Now this is the part you are waiting for.
Thigh review. Thigh review. Thigh review. Thigh review. Thigh review.
First we got her rigging is the kaiju version of the main antagonist of the series, Alexis Carib. And she's sitting at the top of it. Her stats have huge numbers. Her first red skill lets her fire an extra barrage whenever she fires her main gun. Her second red skill lets her launch special airstrikes that look like they have targeted rockets. And her blue skill increases her firepower. When this ship's HP falls below 30%, it will give additional firepower and self-heal. Her skill set reminds me of Monarch and Belarusia but with an extra offense. Her stats are relatively close to the two, so I can say she's good to have in this event. Especially if you are just starting out, you can have a battleship, comparable to PR1, without investing and putting much effort. Next is some girl from the Gridman series.
上司じゃなくて宝田リッカ。私の名前。
Rika is a light cruiser with special gimmick and her riggings resemble Gridman itself. She can equip auxiliaries in all of her equipment slots. This can open up multiple ways to gear her, but the main purpose of this is to equip her with the 4 Gridman assist weapons. You should not equip conventional gears on her, especially if you will also equip assist weapons. This is because the assist weapon will override a particular equipment slot when you equip it. Each assist weapon will improve her skill. The following weapons correspond to the ship's main equipment. In my opinion, use all assist weapons, plus toolbox or washing machine for her gear setup. Her red skill increases her firepower, and also this is her main damaging skill. Her yellow skill increases her AA. She will also fire slash attacks every 30 seconds. Her blue skill is also a beam attack, but with a wider range, and this also heals your entire fleet. Overall, I think Rika is the best ship in this event, due to her unique gimmick, plus the 3 barraging skills she offers. Next is...
あ、待って。ん？なんだよ。
Next is Minami, a heavy cruiser with Dyna Wing as her riggings. You're a heavy cruiser?
Huh?
Oh, never mind. She got above average stats with high reload and accuracy. Her red skill is an additional barrage that depends on your secondary gun. Equipping a fast-firing gun will trigger this skill often. Her yellow skill will damage the enemies and apply armor break. Enemies with armor break debuff will receive more damage from battleship main guns. Her second red skill is an upgradable all-out assault. Overall, Minami is another strong ship in this event. I'm also using the dynamic cannon and gold burn to her, for additional damage output and survivability. Chise is an aircraft carrier having gold burn by her side. She got a preload airstrike from her red skill. All succeeding airstrikes will have guaranteed additional airstrikes. Her blue skill lets her send additional bombing planes for her first and third airstrike, and it also adds protection to your vanguard. Because of the preload, a guaranteed airstrike and defensive buff to vanguards, this makes her a good supporting ship in your mob fleet. Equipping gold burn to her is sticking more to the story. However, efficiency-wise, I think steam catapults are better. Mojina is a battleship with big guns and thick armor. Her riggings resemble the final kaiju they fought in the anime. Her first red skill lets her deploy an aircraft which fires randomly. Her second red skill is just a barrage. Due to her mediocre stats, plus her skills are a bit underwhelming. For me, she's only good for the early stages of the game. Namiko and Haas, both close friends of Rika, also have the same fate, in terms of weak skills and mediocre stats. Since they are just supporting characters in the anime, their only role is to support Rika's skill, if you missed buying her the equipment. And guess what? Both of them have minimal appearances in the anime, which will also happen in the game. In a sense that it is preferable to bring stronger ships in the fleet than bringing them. For me, they are just for collections. For farming locations. For starters, T1 is a good farming location since it will drop Queen Loli and Shoho, both are great for early game. Suffolk and Phoenix are also good drops, but for me they are disposable. T2 is the best farming location for beginners, since they can farm a lot of repair toolkit here, which is widely used among vanguards. Saratoga is also a good drop here and a strong carrier from early to late game. T3 is very situational here. If you need the 2 German ships here for tech points, then farm here. Since you will need a lot of event points, farming T4 is necessary, because it has the highest event point drop. Take note that each map has an oil cost limit once cleared. This means that you can send a whole fleet when farming. But since event maps have lower level enemies compared to usual, you can send lesser oil cost fleets. For the event shop, prioritize buying Rika's equipment first. Then reserve enough points for Chise, just in case you will be unlucky to get her from Gacha or T4. Then go for the cognitive array since this is a scarce resource. Next are the PR blueprints, going for the rainbow rarity first, then the gold. Lastly, all spare points, if you still have, to buy anything that you need. But to summarize, the Gridman, Dynazenon and Azur Lane collaboration will have limited edition ships and items. Make sure to get them since rerun is unlikely to happen. Most ships are good and they have more gimmicks compared to most ships in game. Nothing much to farm in the event maps aside from the event points. And there are a lot of items that need to be bought in the shop. I hope that you get all the good items in this event. What do you think about this event? Let me know in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video to support my channel. You guys are awesome, and see you next time.